Hey, you have to see like the things that people are discussing over there, but I'm talking to you about it in a minute because first we have in the new map Curious Minds LE. That's Curious Minds, right?
Mhm.
In English. This is the Peruvian Protoss player, perhaps over. This is kaozfate.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Curious Minds LE, we have the Brazilian Protoss player representing Eximius Gaming. It is MasTeR.
Anyhow, mate, we were talking about Age of Empires here. So, no, because I'm seeing a lot of comments about people who play regularly Age of Empires 2 competitive.
Mhm.
And it reminds me a lot of the things that people said when StarCraft 2 came out from the global community.
Mhm.
You know, it is like, oh, it is a less skill game. It doesn't take us as much. It is not as fun. It is not as well developed. Things like that, mate. So I'm seeing like a pattern here.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, just like Brood War, the scene stuck around. As in, like, these players who may not be happy with Age of Empires 4 and prefer Age of Empires 2, they can still stay with and stick with Age of Empires 2. Like, I'm pretty sure both esports can like remain alive in their own ecosystem. So, yeah,
Definitely.
They just want different things, right?
Yeah, definitely. Especially because, as you say, the scene from H2 is not as big. It's not as big, so yeah, it can definitely coexist. I hope. I hope. But at least, I mean, look, for Age of Empires 4, we already have the first big tournament coming up just like a week after the game comes out on November 6th. So that's like 8-9 days, something like that. $20,000 prize pool open to everyone worldwide. Is going to be cool. If I'm able to, I'm going to sign up. Because it is an open bracket, mate.
It's gonna be a big bracket, mate. It's gonna be a big one.
512, I believe, is the maximum.
Oh, okay. Is it first come, first serve?
Mostly, yes. They are going to reserve a few seats for people who are high on the Age of Empires 4 ladder, and for people who are like pro players or very good players in other RTS. Not like H2, StarCraft 2, things like that.
Yeah. Makes sense. Oh
yes,
boy.
I'm on the Discord of the organization that is doing the tournament. You know who I saw just logging in there last night?
Neo?
Close, but no, the other duck.
Eric?
Eric was there.
Yeah.
He was asking about like, oh, can I sign up? When can I sign up? So congratulations! Like you got 2 teams for the price of 1.
Beautiful. Oh god.
Speaking of beautiful, mate, nice defense here by kaozfate.
Yeah, exactly. The Adept, it tries to get in, doesn't get into the main base, and it does get picked off without dealing any damage whatsoever. We didn't really get to talk too much about it, but of course, we are diving into our first semifinals. Place your bets, people. There is currently a prediction going on right now, so you can earn some of your channel points to get some please, to get some of those redemptions. Beautiful. As MasTeR, mate, he's going for a Blinkstalker opening.
Yes, this is not uncommon, like especially in this map. I think this is one of the most friendly blink maps that we have in the new map pool. There's plenty of open spaces where the stalkers can jump. What I'm interested in is on the other side, mate. kaozfate is ready to be aggressive.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like, we already have a drop being set up. We have some Hellions coming across the map as well. kaozfate is going to try and go for a bit of a 1-2 punch. Maybe draw away the army and then slip in with his Hellions. And it's going to be easy because there's not even a full wall off here. So
yeah, there's not a full wall. The Hellions and the Reapers are just gonna walk in like this is their home and try to kill everything. There's a lot of stalkers, but perhaps they will be distracted by this drop.
They could be, as they are being drawn away to this drop. Oh my god, up! kaozfate does respond in kind, and at the same time, the Hellions are now coming in, but a little bit too slow.
So they're coming in, their stalkers are going in. 2 probes killed, only so far 3 probes. He's gonna get a 4, yes, 4 probes, and that is it.
4 probes for 4 Hellions, not the best trade, but at least some damage was done. At least he was able to slip in and get an eye on the Robotics Bay. So now he's well aware that, okay, so some Disruptors or some Colossus are going to be coming out next.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely not worth it. The drop is still around. Maybe Chaos Fate will try to go for another run by very soon. But there are Stalkers ready, so I expect that this will do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Like MasTeR, he's defending quite well at the moment. Yeah, he lost a couple of probes to be fair, but it wasn't the biggest of deals. I'm sure Chaos Fate wanted to deal a little bit more damage, and because of that, the game it's gonna go even longer. MasTeR, he's getting his 3rd base.
Yeah, he is. So good job for him. Currently, he's just scouting everywhere with his Stalkers, trying to get a little bit of map presence. And yeah, and on the other side, mate, Chaos Fate still... Yeah, Chaos Fate is still on 2 bases. Finally, the tier has begun, but I feel that this tier is late, mate.
It is. It is incredibly late here. Chaos Fate, he was prioritizing his production and his upgrades over his 3rd base. He can still hit a pretty good timing with +1, with Stim and Combat Shields. And his Raven, like, he can still hit hard, but he is, like, putting a lot in here. Like, it needs to do a lot.
Well, now's the time because there's currently no Stalkers at home.
Yeah, there's nothing here. You know, the Stalkers are over at the 3rd base instead. Meanwhile, the Stalkers are across the map instead, trying to poke in, but the tank is in position.
Yes, and the Stalkers have to go back because I don't know if you catch it like the Observer got sniped.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh my god, wait. Oh, okay, for a second there I was like, oh, he's pulling the boys. No, he just he's going to land.
A little bit premature. Like, the boys were pulled. Like, the base isn't even done, mate. Maybe he's drunk. I don't know.
I don't know. Meanwhile, the drop from Chaos Fate is currently happening, and yeah, there was nothing here to defend. Quite a few probes have been killed already, 3 probes and more counting, and that's a lot of mining time lost. That was a good trade by Chaos Fate.
Yeah, that he is. Meanwhile, he does finally hit the main army. He does disable one of the Colossus, but this is what I was worried about. He doesn't have enough energy to disable both because he used an auto turret earlier.
Oh, but he's going for the drop. I like it. With his drop in the main base still uncontested and the army being busy outside the base trying to defend his drop. Look, 12 worker skill already.
Wow, and something huge that I didn't even notice is that this Robotics Bay is depowered, so the extended thermal lance is just not finishing.
Wow, so nice timing there by Chaos Fate. Like 12 probes, he is now 40 supply ahead of his opponent, and yeah, things looking good.
Yeah, definitely. Like, MasTeR was doing a decent job defending overall, but a couple of slip-ups here and there. Finally, he's going to start repowering this, but like the fact that extended thermal lynch should have been done for that fight, and that would have changed everything, but it's been delayed for so long.
I didn't even realize when that pylon got destroyed.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Oh my god.
By the way, Sage Roldan on the chat says that I sound very norteño. That's because I am, mate.
There you go. Put 2 and 2 together. Speaking of, I want to give a massive shout out to Shiva Blaster. Thank you so much for gifting some subs in the chat. He gifted a sub to Sage Roldan and to Viperino in the chat. Viperino? How do you say it?
Viperino.
There you go.
Or Viperino, I guess, if you're in English.
Thank you.
So yeah, Chaos Fate doesn't stop with the action, mate. His army is going from the left side while there's a drop coming on the right side, and there we go. There were Widow Mines. Oh no, they targeted the. I think one of the Widow Mines had a chance to maybe kill the probe, but no, unfortunately it was not manually targeted and it got to Stalkers instead. And yeah, meanwhile the attack is happening here, mate. The extended thermolance is done for the Protoss player, but this is a lot of bio.
Yeah, that was a beautiful disable there. We saw the A move, everything gets taken out, GG gets called, and Chaos Fate takes the first game.
It was a shaky start for Chaos Fate, but he managed to just not drop the ball. As always, his macro was on point.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I 100% agree that like the beginning was very rocky, as you were saying, but at least Chaos Fate was able to hit that timing with his upgrades and deal that damage, really crippling MasTeR. I'm also really surprised that MasTeR took that third base as well. That triangular third on Curious Minds is so exposed, it's so difficult to defend, but he went for it anyway. Like, like it's so wide open, and there's a ramp leading down into the base as well. So, yeah, it was a rough place to fight.
So yeah, Chaos Fate currently up 1-0. Let's see what the second map is going to be, because I'm curious, mate. I want to see the new maps. I want to see what these players do with it. I have only eyed a little bit of the Home Story Cup because of work. I'm like having on the second screen, but was not really paying attention. So I have not seen the full potential of these maps yet.
Yeah, it's still very early. It's still incredibly early for these maps. There are like obviously pros and cons. We haven't seen, as you said, we haven't really seen people abuse them as much as possible yet, but we'll get there. Maybe we may even see a little bit more of that in Battle of the Americas tomorrow.
Alright, mate. Second map lobby is done. It's going to be Berlingrad. Berlingrad, right? That's the English name?
Yeah, Berlingrad. It's Berlin.
Berlingrad. Thank you. Yes, Berlin, but like, communist.
Oh god. Berlin, mate. You may. I think you may like this because Berlin is the new Beckett.
Don't mind if I do.
Very short rush distance map here. Very wide open as well in certain aspects. But yeah,
I'm seeing like the color palette of the map, and it reminds me of a map that only lasted one season during Heart of the Swarm. I don't know if you remember Corhal Compound.
I remember the name. I can't visualize it though.
It was a two-player map, nothing special really, but it was like similar colors here, some gray with some green, and it was a pretty map that only lasted one season because Blizzard hate me. And speaking of hating me, here we have the Peruvian Protoss player coming from Eximius Gaming, currently up 1-0. This is Chaos Fate.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the Brazilian Protoss player currently down in this series. But no doubt, mate, this man is the Cham Killer, also representing Eximius Gaming. It is MasTeR.
You know what I have noticed about the Cham Killers in the last few months? They're all Protoss mates.
What a surprise. Oh god. Yeah, I mean, PVZ, am I
right? I know, right? Balance patch? No.
Oh god. But we'll see how this goes. So there are some really fun quirks about this map. One, of course, we do have rocks that can be cleared in the center as well to kind of make the rush distance faster. There are also some minerals as well to be able to be mined. But something that's really interesting about a lot of these maps, I don't know if you've heard, oh my god, as we have a gas steal, is...
Wow. Someone here is a fan of Live VIP.
100%, mate. The Chaos, he's after my heart. But it's the critters. It's the critters on these maps.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a couple of maps that have a lot of critters in your main base. Which is fine, I guess. Like, I don't mind too much, really. There's something annoying because it has not happened to me yet, but I'm pretty sure it will happen at some point. When I'm running with some unit, like doing some important micro, and I'm gonna hit the critter by accident and die.
Well, kind of. So these critters specifically are untargetable. You cannot target these critters. And the reason for that is, one, they are behind the mineral line, and you know what there is behind the mineral line sometimes? Especially in this matchup, actually. And in PvP, cannon rushes. When a Protoss player sets up behind the mineral line. So these critters will actually disrupt that and kind of force some awkward micro and kind of mess up the Sim City here. So now there's some added RNG.
Look. This is like Rook mate. We're trying to do balance patches with maps, okay?
Yeah. Exactly. So I know, I remember Starduck and a bunch of other Protoss players were a little bit upset at this. They were like, the other thing, especially here, as you can see, the critter can wander into the mineral line, is that this can affect Zerg players as well, because we've seen, more often than not, it happens in the natural, but sometimes in the main, if there's like a Hellion run by, we see some Zerg players wall off with Evo chambers, right, to like trap the Hellions.
Oh no! I see where you're going with this. And...
yeah. So depending on where the critter is, you will not be able to wall off with that Evo chamber.
I probably wouldn't have any problem with that if the critters were targetable. I don't know why they're untargetable. That's the weird thing to me. Like I wonder if it was intentional to begin with.
I'm pretty sure I've heard from the map maker that this specifically was intentional. Yeah.
I see. So now we know that the map maker is a dog lover.
He's a dog lover. He's a Terran as well. You know, he's like, mate, we got to buff Terrans, all right? We got to the Hellion run-bys. They need to deal more damage. Oh god. But yeah, it's not just on this map, but there are some other maps as well that have untargetable critters. So interesting.
Yeah, very cool. So yeah, anyhow, coming back to this game, like pretty standard openings for both players. Chaos Fate this game instead is going for Cloak Banshees, which is like something that you do not see every day anymore in TvP.
Yeah, like Widowmine drops are so much more common. But this can really catch your opponent off guard. Fun fact.
Oh no! Look at that poor tank.
Oh no! Feels bad, man. Chaos, please.
I hate when that happens. Chunky boys too chunky. Oh, speaking of chunky boys, mate, the boys are being pulled.
Let's go. We're going full Skylar here. Why not? The rush distance by ground is, again, incredibly short. The shortest of the entire map pool, other than Beckett. But, I mean we didn't talk about Beckett.
Unfortunately for Chaos Fate, oh no, my god, no, I was gonna say, unfortunately for Chaos Fate, it has been scouted by that observer. MasTeR cannot go wrong with this, and apparently he can, because he just lost the observer the War Prism for free.
Exactly, he just face checked with the War Prism. The War Prism goes down. The third base will also be taken out. We do have a decent blink here, and he does target down the tank, but oh god, he's losing so many Stalkers.
Yeah,
oh my god.
That blink was not such a good idea, mate. I mean, okay, you blink forward to kill the tank, mate, but you blink in front of Marines.
Exactly, not just Marines, but also Banshees. And sure, there is detection here, but again, the Banshees are actually dealing a surprising amount of damage to these Stalkers. The third base does go down. We see a scan. Up, the Observer. It just barely escapes.
Yeah, he only got one of the Observers. There's still another one here nearby, so the Banshees can be sniped, and there we go. MasTeR is trying to snipe them, but he won't get it. Nice micro there by Chaos Fate, and Chaos Fate is coming in because the second tank has arrived.
Yeah, exactly. And now with this second tank, there's no way for MasTeR to really push into this unless he wants to try and suicide blink on top of the army again, and GG gets called.
That is it, mate. Chaos Fate advances to the grand finals.
GG. Wow. What a build there by Chaos Fate, again pulling the boys on Berlingrad. I'm sure that's not the last time we're gonna see that on that map, but very decisive there. And also, like, MasTeR did fall apart a little bit there with the blink, and not just the blink but also the War Prism. Oof.
Yeah, so GG, justice has been done today. And yeah, I mean, nice job by MasTeR. He took a chance 2-0 in a stretch series, but unfortunately, this is all that he got today.
Yeah, and again, to be fair, he should be pretty happy with that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like an OSC bounty on Cham, so MasTeR could have won some money anyway. Like,
oh yeah, you are correct. I totally forgot that was a thing. So
yeah. The only reason why I remember that is because during GPO, Oreo took down Gogo Joey and Beastork took down Miyamaika. And Eddie was in the chat and he's like, yo, there's some bounties on them. And it's like, damn. So, yeah, it's always a thing to bear in mind.